welcome to the channel and thank you for joining. So today I'm going to go through quite a quick video just on my top 5 dynamic stretches that I do. So dynamic stretching is really important to do before a high intensity workout for a couple of reasons really. So it's going to get you prepped for that race. It's going to warm up your legs, warm up your muscles, so you're not running on like cold legs to begin with. And two, and more importantly, it's going to hopefully help to prevent any injuries. So the 5 exercises I'm going to go through today target each area of the leg, so that it's got a full workout and you're fully warmed up, ready for your race or PB attempt perhaps. I'm going to go through them one by one, give you a demonstration of each, and some alternatives you can do to make it a little bit more advanced. Let's get into it.
Starting with stretch 1 is a stretch that is specifically going to target your groin. It's a movement I like to call closing and opening the gate. Firstly, starting with closing the gate, you want to raise your leg 90 degrees parallel to yourself and slowly bring forwards to the front of your body and down. Repeat with the other leg in alternative movements. It's really important to stretch your groin and is an area often overlooked by running. As you take longer strides and quicker runs, you'll be activating this area more. The second variation is closing the gate. This is reverse of the first movement, starting at the front and bringing your leg 90 degrees forwards. I find you feel this stretch much more this way. There is no need to overstretch past 90 degrees. Take your time and focus on your form. I would recommend doing this in 2 sets. So that's stretch 1 and a nice way to ease into the others. Okay, so I somehow managed to lose my footage for this second section, so here I am re-recording it in a local park. So this next dynamic stretch is focusing on the calves. What you want to do is dig your heel deep into the ground with a bit of force, not so much so that it hurts, but with effort. Then, with your legs straight out in front of you, you want to reach down with both hands below the foot in a swooping motion. My running coach once said, imagine a chicken has escaped from you, you're trying to catch it and you're trying to pick it up. If you visualize this, you'll get the form right, and it's strange, I know. You're going to really feel this one in your calves mainly. It also works the hamstrings a bit as well, so it's a nice transition into the next dynamic stretch coming up. If you've ever had cramp before, chances are it was in your calf, so doing this before a long run can really help ease or prevent that. Back to the original location, and we're now going to progress things with more dynamic movements. This stretch is a leg raise, or as I like to call it, marching man. It's going to really help target your hamstrings, which is key because hamstrings are the most common muscle people pull when running. As shown, all you want to do is raise your leg around hip height. If you can go further, that's great, but the key thing to note here is not to overstretch and learn your range. If you're struggling for balance, there's nothing wrong with finding a wall or a pole to lean on to begin with. I don't show it here, but you can also do a variation of this where you raise your leg across your body as opposed to straight out in front.
Okay, moving on to dynamic stretch 4, and that's high knees. So high knees are going to start to get most of your body involved, and it's going to raise your heart rate a bit. So as we near the end of the stretching session and into the race, your heart rate is just going to be a bit higher, just to kind of get you ready for that. So all high knees are is raising your knees to hip height in kind of like a quick fashion. You can get your arms involved as well, kind of to pump them. So you can do it statically or moving. So I'll show you how it looks statically. And then I'll show you how it looks in a motion.
On to number 5 and the final stretch, and it's one I like to end with. It really helps to loosen the legs before you go on your main run. This is heel flicks, which looks similar to high knees at first, but watch my feet. They're moving completely different towards my glutes as opposed to out in front. This dynamic stretch works a number of muscles and it's really good to get them fired up. 30 seconds to a minute should be enough time for all these stretches shown, so all it is 5 minutes of your time, which will really benefit when you set off for that main run, trust me. with this stretch, you want to get your heels to touch or nearly touch your glutes, and do it with a little bit of speed just to keep things moving and get your heart rate up.
Okay, that was my top 5 dynamic stretches. Those 5 are going to target kind of every area of your leg there, so you should be well prepared for your run now if you follow that. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did learn something new, feel free to give me a like, subscribe if you haven't, because I've got much more content on the way, tips like this, running reviews, some exciting stuff on the way. So take care and happy running.